Hey YouTube, hey, Georgia Bigfoot here, looking at the 2017 Browning Recon Force Extreme trail camera. This guy has to be my favorite trail camera for 2017. I really like that Dark Ops HD Pro now too, don't get me wrong, that thing's phenomenal. But the Recon Force, I've just fallen in love with this camera ever since the first one that came out in 2013. For those of y'all who've seen my reviews. What can I tell you about this camera? Well, it's extreme. It's every bit of extreme. It takes 8 AA batteries. It's got a 1/4x20 threaded insert in the bottom. It takes an external battery connection if you want to do that. It has a bayonet type of twist-in plug so critters can't pull it out. And it's got a fantastic camo case. It has a metal bracket in the back that you can see that the included 60-inch strap goes through. It also has holes for a pipe-through cable snake. It hides extremely well, and it's got a super fast video trigger. The video trigger is unbelievable. And you know what? For a red flash camera, this is not black flash, for red flash, it doesn't seem to spook game. I have it right now on a trail, specifically looking out for some coyotes we've been on the chase trying to get, and you're going to see these coyotes in a moment on the trail camera video footage I have. Now, one thing to mention about the Recon Force is it has a super fast trigger, but the delay on it, the minimum you can set it for is 5 seconds, whereas on the new HD Pro series, those are the micro cameras for Browning, the quickest delay you can set it for is 1 second, and it has virtually immediate recovery. But the sound quality and the video quality on the Recon Force is phenomenal. So let's cut it on real quick. Let's see here. Here you can kind of see part of my face. And you can see that it has a screen, obviously, that faces the trail. For those of y'all familiar with Browning cameras, you can see that it has a 30-second countdown timer, whereas the HD Pros have a 10-second countdown timer. I wish they would change that a little bit. Not that it's terrible when the camera takes a video of you, but it's just like, hey, it's the idea of, you want to get out of the area of your camera trap is in. So for camera setup, we've got the date and time set. Today is Halloween, so happy Halloween, October 31st, 2017, 10:54 in the morning. So we got our time and date set. Our operation mode is set on video. We got trail cam video or time lapse plus. Photo quality. Assuming we were taking pictures, this is a 20 megapixel camera. You can choose between 20 for ultra, high 12 megapixel, medium 8 megapixel, and low 4 megapixel. Now granted, those are lower resolutions, but a thing to consider is, sometimes you have a smaller memory card, or you're out in the field and you're not ready to delete images off your card yet, and you're like, you know what, I want to stretch it out a little bit. I'm trying to get images in the field, and so I'm going to set it to a lower resolution, which will give you more capture ability on your card. We're on video. Let's see, the video length, I have it right now set for 5 seconds. I have it set for 5 seconds, and I believe my recovery time I want to set for 5 seconds as well. Our video quality is ultra. You can set it for high, which is actually a lower setting, which the high still displays really well on my 55-inch Samsung. I review all of my image using a USB card that's an SDHC card reader, and that's how I view my images. I've got some videos I've made about it. Photo delay, I'm going to set this to 5 seconds. But you can see the different options. There's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. 5 seconds just means that when the camera triggers, let's say it triggers and takes a video for 5 seconds, then it rearms itself and it's ready to go for another capture in another 5 seconds, which You know, as amazing as this camera is, I would really like to see Browning make this a 1 second delay like they've done with the Dark Ops and the Strike Force HD Pro for 2017. Either way though, 5 seconds works pretty good. For those of y'all who've been following trail cameras for a long time, you know that just the fact that these instantaneous triggers that are triggering in under a second are unbelievable to begin with, and so a 5 second delay is, you know, not any kind of crazy thing. Let's see what else. They have these multi-shot modes where they've got what's called a standard or the rapid fire. The standard takes pictures every 3 seconds. The rapid fire condenses 3 pictures into about 1 second. So, and they have got different choices you can pick, like 7-shot, 8-shot, 6-shot, rapid fire. I really like the 4-shot rapid fire because it's about 3 shots, or rather 4 shots in about 1.1 seconds. Which is pretty amazing. Our temperature unit set on Fahrenheit. Our camera name, you can see right here, Recon F17. I could not fit Recon Force 17. I could not fit Recon Force Extreme, so I just put that as my name. Let's see here. What else we got? Image data strip, which is on. We got a motion test where you can set it on, and then anytime you like walk in front of the camera, and it's in the on position. Let's see here. It'll trigger if it's sensing any type of motion, which is a great way in the field for those of you out there going, hey, is it going to pick up my quarry, you know, where it's at. I never set it for default settings. I always go through a custom type of thing. Another great thing about these cameras is their time lapse, which just makes this and just such an amazing additional value. The fact that you can record an entire day in images without having motion come up and actually trigger for the camera. So, but then with a feature they have called Time Lapse Plus, you can do that. So let's look at the different options here for the time lapse frequency. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. So let's say you set it for 60 minutes. During daylight hours, it would take pictures every 60 minutes, 1 picture every 60 minutes. Browning cameras typically run for about an average of 13 daylight hours. That'd be 13 images in a day, plus if you have it set for the Time Lapse Plus setting, anything that comes along and triggers in whatever you have it set for. So if you have it set, you know, for 1-shot standard with a 10-minute delay, every time anything comes by, it's gonna pick that up and also include it in the time-lapse file. It's amazing. The time-lapse period you can choose for all day, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and I believe those are hours before dusk. So for those of you who are like, hey, I don't care about, you know, monitoring everything for the whole day, I'm just curious about, you know, what happens at my feeder or around my feeder or near my feeder or near my food plot. That's people who want to choose those other hours. You can format your cards with the delete all feature. There's a TV out function, but like I said, I always use a USB card reader and put my card that I take out that's mounted in the side here and actually review it on my television or in my computer. IR flash power, normal power, long range, motion blur. I'll tell you right now, I have this one set for normal power, and the nighttime videos you're about to see are just off the chain brilliant. I mean, they look so amazing. They look unbelievable, as I mentioned, on my 55-inch Samsung. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, we have, you know, friends that come over when we pull these cards and we're like, hey, let's take a look and see what's going on out of the deer lease and see what's happening. So anyway, normal power, smart IR video. You're like, what is that? Well, that is, let's say you have the camera set for 5 seconds of video and you have it in the on position. If something gets in front of it and the camera continues to sense that there's something going on, the video will keep recording. Very, very nice feature. I usually leave it to off though, because I'm looking on trails and I want to see whatever comes by, which usually happens in less than 5 seconds. SD management feature. I always leave this on now. When Browning first started including this in their cameras, I guess it was a year ago, I was like, what is this? I'm not sure if I'm going to use this thing. Well, I tell you, this is, I think, one of the best features on any trail camera out there these days, because it makes it so that when the camera card becomes full, if that happens while it's in the field, it will begin overwriting the oldest file. Now, I realize that some of y'all who use your cards for security uses and also use it for, other types of, monitoring roles may not want that. But for those of us who are looking over also for a wildlife feature, we want to know what's happened the most recently. So I always leave this thing in the on position now. And then this is for an upgrade, if there's a new software upgrade that comes down the pipe. So anyway, that's what we've got going on with this. This camera's been fantastic. You're going to see some clips here in a moment that we've filmed with this camera. I mean, everyone on our lease loves these Browning cameras. We love the Recon Force. The Spec Ops is good too. It's great. It's the black flash camera. But when you see the way these coyotes respond to the red flash, it doesn't seem to scare them. They don't seem concerned at all. And to show you just one more additional thing about this, and we're gonna set this and let it start ticking down. You see right now it's at 34%. We've had this screen on for quite some time, but I've had this camera out now for close to 6 weeks. It's taken close to 5,000 5-second videos, and this is on dollar store alkalines that I got from Family Dollar. Can you believe that? It's pretty fantastic battery life. Also, another thing to note for those of y'all who haven't seen Browning cameras in a while, it's got the black Browning Buckmark logo on it. When they first came out, they used to have the gold, which helped it kind of stand out from the tree, which is not what you wanted it to do. And now this black muted Buckmark helps it hide on the tree. It's just a fantastic little jewel of a camera. And you can see we got plenty of acorns right here. And so here is what our camera trap is doing. And you may have looked and noticed there's my ATN X sight. I've got the 3X to 14 power, and I really like that quite a bit. But where you're going to see these coyotes is at a distance of about here to the tree where the Recon Force is. And those of y'all who've seen some of my other videos know that these Recon Forces totally capture at 60 feet. And of course the new HD Pro models, the micro models, are catching things out to the 90-foot range. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Those of y'all who've been watching it this long, I apologize this video is so long, but there's just so much good to say about this little jewel. One other quick thing just to mention, is that these clasps on the camera is this type of cam buckle, and you can see that it really is easy to operate and easy to operate with one hand. Also, there's a little plastic clip here with a hole in it where you could add a small little lock if you wanted to. And that's just to kind of keep, people from peeking into your camera. I mean, obviously a motivated thief would probably break that off. But you know how it is on your lease. You're always thinking, hey, did he go check my camera for me? But then sometimes, of course, if you did have a lock on it, it could cause a problem, because you may tell your buddy, hey, when you're out near my camera, can you grab the card? And you may hear from them, hey, I went out there, but your door was locked. And you're like, I should have unlocked it. Here's the strap. I've got it hidden on the back in the woods here. Thanks for watching. I've got some clips to follow here in a second. You guys make it a great day, all right? Have a happy fall, y'all, and happy Halloween.